Stores have fallen to crisis levels. So, according to research from Gallup in 2018, 34% of the US workforce were engaged, while 13% is actively disengaged, and 53% are disengaged. So, in a nutshell, total of 66% are disengaged. You haven't seen young people walking away even from high-paying jobs and saying they'd rather work for themselves. Because when a place is too toxic, some people are like, look, you know what, I can't even deal. It's not all about money. No, everybody's on that level. Do you understand? It's not about money. And it doesn't mean that they are children of rich kids or whatever. It just means that people's threshold for toxicity and nonsense has really, it has lowered. What do we do about it? You may think that we have to do something about it. We have to do something about it. What can you do about it? You really can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. I'm not sure it's the same as marriages where people say, okay, these days people don't have, they're not patient anymore. Women are not patient anymore. Our mothers in those days, whatever they go through, they will stay there. And that's a discussion for another day. And these days they are not staying there. So what do you want to do about it? Have more family life teaching. Teach the women how to stay there, or you teach the men to how to be nicer than their fathers were. Hello. But the one of the workplace, they'll tell you, I'm not in covenant with you. Unlike the marriage that you're saying for better, for what. So that makes that a bit more binding. Do you understand? It's like, I'm not in covenant, you employ me. 1 month, I'm not this job, I'm not feeling it. I'm out. Is that a sin? Despite the high pay. Like, let me go and work for myself. I mean, I can work from home, I can, my hours can be. And it doesn't mean that they are lazy, but they just don't have much room for nonsense anymore. Talk down on people anyhow because they're going to get a paycheck at the end of the day. It's affecting their mental health. And they were like, stay there. You may not find another job quickly and all of that, but one side of them is being killed. And you still have to deal with that future. So people have good jobs, why they want to jump up the third main language. You see? So leaders, bring heart into the business. A little bit of love. A little bit of, are you okay? And YouTube, the fact that they say, are you okay? You're looking at me, doesn't mean that you have to take a day off or not do your work well because your boss asks, are you okay? Because there are people who take advantage too of very compassionate bosses. I've seen that a lot here. And sometimes they will stop calling me mommy, mama, all those things, please. If I'm your boss, I'm your boss. Because when they call me mom, mama, especially around here, sorry, it's like it does the, when your mom now, what do you think about your mom at home? Moms are the ones you take for granted. It's mommy now. Do you understand? So that's been my own challenge. I'm being vulnerable with you. Over the years, that's been my challenge, especially in the workplace, because I'm mom now. I'm like, I want this. Just because I asked, have you eaten? I'm almost being tempted to be a little bit hard. I don't want to be hard, but these days, I think I'm learning also to be a bit like, me too. Let me learn this thing. Naturally, I know I'm kind, I'm soft, but when I say something, I'm like, me too, I have to also, so that my work will be done. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I hate harshness, but some people, it looks like that's the language they understand. To get the work done. Oh, wow. So, yes, he said it was once, that it once was that a job and a paycheck kept workers satisfied and productive. Okay, I've said that in my own words anyway. But today, pay barely makes the list of what inspires people to put their heart into their work and contribute to their highest capacity. So, that's what it is. I'm going to skip all of that. So the values and principles that guide us help us to lead people in ability far more than, even our titles and crunching numbers. And because sometimes we just say, who numbers have? People sit down and think, what is the meaning of all this? What really even is the meaning of life? So let's pay attention to that. And I want to just mention the qualities of a heart-led leader. A heart-led leader. What are the qualities? I'm just going to use the acronym HEART. HEART. Right? So apart from love, which sums it up, right? Love sums it up. For God so loved the world that what He gave. We also can love people and give. We also should love one another, because He has given us that example. And there's that story of the Samaritan, the Good Samaritan. Can you remember? I'll touch on it in a moment. H for humility. H for humility. As leaders and upcoming leaders, we must be humble. We must pay attention to this virtue of humility. Of course, yes, pride goes before a fall and all of that, but pride is toxic. It's toxic. Humility is the way to go. David led the sheep from behind. We must learn to lead sometimes from behind. We must learn to lead sometimes by following. I know some people are already like, follow my employee. What? No. It's not that kind of following. But you know what I'm trying to say. You're trying to understand them. You sometimes let them lead in the meetings. You let them talk. You see their ideas. And sometimes their ideas is the right one. Because your idea might be archaic. Your idea, you are the boss, you call the shot, but you may not know some things, especially if you're in the older generation. You may not know some practices. You may not even know certain things that are going on. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you let them lead. You delegate. And that takes what? Humility. So at the end of the day, the humility pays. Because they have the passion, they have the energy, they're raring to go. And all you have to do in letting them lead is to what? Guide. Right? So David will let the sheep go, but he will just guide them. You are going out of formation. Come here. Guide. Right? But what is leadership? The typical leadership that we know, you are going in front. All of you, don't miss me there. And as you are going in front, you cannot see what's happening at the back. So you are what? On your own. You look back and you shout, why you people are so far behind? Come on, can't you catch up? You are eating, you are talking. Come on, my friend. That doesn't work anymore. Let them go in front and be coming at the back. That way you'll be seeing everything. The one that is talking, the one that is going out of formation, the one that is you can correct, you can adjust. They are going in front. You're turning back. So that's what it means to lead from the back. It doesn't mean that you are at the back. It doesn't mean that you are failing. It doesn't mean you are no longer the boss. You are still in charge. You are still in charge because you have your staff, that rod to say, oh yeah. You have a better view of everybody. Are you catching the drift? But it takes humility. E for empathy. I won't go there because he's already. So get the message of the first speaker, Dr. Adeyemi. He talked about empathy, when you can put yourself in someone's position and feel for them. Feel for them. Because you were once there, but maybe you've forgotten. You can relate, even if you can't relate because it's so far, it's so long ago that you wrote JAMB or SAT. But try and remember how how it was. It wasn't really that easy. And when you think, then you'll be able to empathize. So empathize with them sometimes. No fuel, transportation is weird. Thank God you're riding the powerful car to work. They still have the luggage space and all that. That's not an excuse to get to work late, but just empathize. Hello? And the person who is being empathized on, or the person who is on the recipe, like I said, should not take advantage, because this is what causes leaders to sometimes just become harsh, because they are being taken advantage of, undue advantage. So A is for what? Accountability. HEART. A, accountability. You have to be accountable to your boss, to your colleague. You must be accountable. You can't just do anything anyhow. There are rules, there are laws, there are guidelines. We must be accountable. Even in the home, husband must be accountable to wife, wife must be accountable to husband. Both ways, not just one way. People think it's just the wife must be accountable to the husband only because of submission. The man also should be accountable to the woman. Hello? So that she knows where you are at times. Our realness. Be real. Be vulnerable. Again, he's dealt with vulnerability already. He mentioned vulnerability. That's what it is. Be real. Be vulnerable. Be open. Very important. Very important, because see, people are tired of parents saying, I came first. So everybody in our generation came first. Who are the people that came second? Third, fourth, and those who came last. Be vulnerable. You didn't come first. You were average. But you are still a success, right? At least you get back to them, so that's one thing you've done good. You think that if you say you came first, then they will sit up and do very well. Or if you say, well, I used to come 15th out of 20 in the class, you think they will now use that as an opportunity to be lazy. Heart. Be vulnerable. Be real. Learn to laugh at yourself sometimes. Not every time hard. Be real. And the last one, T, who can guess? Trust, tolerance, truth, teachable. You see, they are all right, but I wrote here transparency/truth. So, still the same, but thank you for supplying more tolerance. Yeah, that's good, tolerance. Wow, should have made the T tolerance. Transparency, truth. Say the truth. There's no point lying. Of course, be tolerant, be transparent. Be transparent. It's not like, yes, tell everybody the story of your life, but again, let people understand and know that you have nothing to hide. Because when you are transparent, I think that in the day of trouble, people will be able to empathize with you and be able to defend you some sort, because you never acted like you are the know-all, you are better than everybody, you knew everything. So at least you are coming down to their level. Our Master Jesus, who I believe was the greatest leader ever lived, he allowed children to touch him. Even when his disciples didn't want the ideas of life. Wait, children. He said, no, let them come. Why? Because he knew they were future leaders. Let them come near. Let me touch them. Let me impact their lives as well. These were like, no, we are the ones. Children, what are they doing? Just go. Were you not a child before? Mr. Protocol Officer. Were you not a child before? Were you not a child before? And I said to young people, believers, I said to them, I said, look, it's the same Holy Spirit in Dr. Sam, Adeyemi, or in me, or in any of people that have achieved that. It's the same Holy Spirit in them that is in you. Somebody is finding that to comprehend. The Holy Spirit didn't grow up. It's the There are bodies that are small. Where are my youths in the house? Your body may be small. The Holy Spirit is not small. It's not a bigger Holy Spirit. It's a substance. You are the one that is small. You are growing. Then you are able to understand some things as you grow older. Actually, those of us that have grown much older, sometimes that's the problem. A 5-year-old sometimes may just know something and just act on it. If I had a dream, mommy, and I just act on it. You know, I'm going to be this. It's still a clean slate. I'm going to be this in future and all of that. But now you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I once had that dream. But now I'm 50, it's like it doesn't work like that. Why? Because of your growth, you have seen many things in this life. So your heart has become, you know, your mind is telling you it's not possible because this, you know, your teacher in school that used to beat you, and so, again, that means it's purest. The younger they are, the purer. The Spirit can get across what he wants to do. So young people, don't let anybody despise your youth. Be an example. That's what the word says. Of what? The believer. In your conduct, in everything. It's not that we should not despise you, but you youth too. Don't be despisable. He says they don't despise you. He said, let no one despise you, but be an example. Let your conduct, let your behavior, let everything, you know, be worthy of emulation. To your peers, to much younger ones, and even to adults too. Hello? You haven't seen young people saying that's one way, not supposed to. But that the light is on red. Why did you break the red? What do you know? Have you even started driving yet? But my teacher said that when it's on red, you have to stop. May God forgive us all adults. My time is up, and there's even so much. In Luke 10:30, there was a certain man, you know the story, you know, and this Samaritan had been beaten and stripped of his clothing and wounded, and he was left half dead. How many people have been stripped of not just their clothing, but of their dignity? How many people whose lives have been destroyed? Not even just physically, but just even sometimes with our very words. We have murdered people with things we have said, behaviors. Even some of us mentors, even some of us pastors and leaders. Totally wrong. Someone told me once, and it wasn't too long ago, that person said that people who leave me die. Yeah. And I said, God, I will not worship man. Never. I will not worship man. Tell your neighbor, worship God. Never worship a man. Spiritual or temporal. It doesn't matter whether they are president of a country or whether they are the biggest pastor or the whatever. Never worship man. Respect people, be humble, but do not worship a man. So this Samaritan, in verse 33, he said, as he journeyed, he came to where he was. So I skip all whether the Levites stopped and did not stop. We've analyzed that enough. That doesn't, for now, let's just leave it. And the Levite did not stop. The priest passed, they did not stop. But let's talk about the one who stopped. Because that was the one that led from his heart. So jump to verse 33. A certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where this man was. He saw him and he had what? Compassion. This man, as he journeyed, maybe he was going for a business meeting. Maybe he was going to give a lecture, maybe he was going about his business or whatever, but he stopped, he had compassion. Actually, he didn't have enough time because he took him, poured oil on his wound, and he took him to what? To an inn, like a small hotel, and told them this, take care of him, whatever this money, if it's not enough, whatever the bills, on my way back, I will settle you. So obviously he was a busy man. So those who have NGO and people who do, it's not like they don't have things to do. It's not like they don't have work to do. Bring all the orphan children. Bring them to Pastor Nike's orphanage. No. Even in your business, as a businessman or businesswoman, you can stop and still be touched by your staff, your employee, or a stranger by the road. You are late for that lecture. It's okay. When you get there, first tell them that as I was journeying, I saw this. It even makes the lecture very sweet. Because you don't know. It's also God's mercy that will help you get to that destination. Of that work or that place you are going to collect the contract. Hello? So, he did that. And he said, who do you think was his neighbor? I said, who was the greatest leader? He's the one that showed mercy. And what did Jesus say? Go and do what? Likewise. It's not about having all the money, but it's about stopping. Stop. Can you just stop to pay attention to somebody? Can you just stop? Sometimes someone wants to take a selfie with you. Hello, there's nothing wrong with that. Stop. And then take the selfie. Mr. Big Shots. Or Mrs. Big Shot. Yes, you can't take selfie with everybody that wants to, you know. Dr. Abba, I saw some comments on your Twitter yesterday, and there was quite a number of people saying, I want to see you. I know I'm coming for your session tomorrow, and I wonder if I'll be able to take a picture with you. And I was telling my husband last night, I said, Dr. Abba is in trouble. Oh, they were making comments. I only hope I'll be able to take a selfie or take a picture with you. I'm like, hey, you can't judge them and say, is this picture that will help you to now be where he is? But it just shows that they are connected. You can't take with everybody, but maybe you will take with a few. So please, protocol, allow. Don't block all of them. It won't be possible for all of them to take step with you, but allow some at least. So when they get to Twitter, they feel that oppress the others that they took photo with you. They'll be happy with them that at least you got to take. This is a sign that they were saying in that place where you went, and they are practicing the leadership. Me, I didn't get to, but you got to take picture with him. We thank God for you. But to see no picture, no selfie, nothing, they say, the place hard. They blocked us. They sacked us. I can't finish this note. I just have to stop. Father, in the name of Jesus, heal our hearts. Thank you, Lord. We care about hearts. You said you will give them a heart of flesh instead of a heart of stone. Help us, Lord, even as we rise as leaders, not to become prideful, not to change. David that led the sheep with integrity of his heart and became the king of Israel, that became that ultimate leader. Yes, somewhere along the line he was filled with pride and killed by Sheba's husband. Yes. Thank God he had the opportunity to ask for forgiveness. So Father, when we fall, help us to realize we can ask for forgiveness and we can change and we can move on. Let us always remain like small in our own eyes, like dependent on you, Lord. Even as you raise us and we move from one level, we command 2, now we're commanding 10, now we have 100 in our team, and now we have branches and so many that take shelter or feed or work with us in organizations. And Lord, help us to still know that it's your mercy, it's your grace. Help us to lead with heart, to have a heart for people. Heal every leader that has suffered from toxicity in any way, that have been abused, even by employees, that have been abused by people they help, and now they want to close up and be hard. Help us, Lord. Heal every one of us. Heal young people too that have been dealt a heavy hand and misunderstood. Heal us so we can make the world a better place. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pastor Nickel, for that very, very, very powerful one. Please let's have a seat. All right, how is it coming? Okay, just a little, very brief reflection time. Please turn to the person sitting next to you, just one person. Ask the person, what one lesson have you learned this morning? Say something. What one lesson have you learned? Thank you. Next one. What one step will you take now? All right, thank you. Next, ask the person, what do you need help to do? Thank you. Say it's important. Ask the person, may I know you, please? All right. Thank you very much. If it will be of any use, when you come to a conference like this, you come with your business card. Listen, I tell our church members, church, to me, is one of the places where people waste opportunities the most in this country. People sit next to billionaires, they don't know because they don't write it on your face. And sometimes they even know, and they never ask, how did you make it? For free. People that it will take you days or weeks or months to be able to set appointments with. We sit next to them. It's happening right here. And yet we say nothing, we ask nothing. So networking is a very important dimension to a conference like this. So those questions were very important. We'll do that after each session. We're happy to have one of our speakers, another of our speakers present here. We know him. Amazing gentleman. Amazing gentleman. Created shifts in the entertainment industry. Let's welcome Ali Baba to ELC2019. He'll be speaking later today. So we want to say a special welcome to all our past speakers, all those. How many people came from outside Lagos? We're present here. That's a crowd. That's a crowd. How about from outside Nigeria? I know, see, there are some people came from outside Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you for coming, and God bless you. I'd just like you to know a major part of a conference like this is for you to buy products, the books, maybe CDs, whatever from the speakers. Nobody can tell you everything they know in 45 minutes. Nobody. But you can take them home with you and be hearing their voices every single day. It's amazing. I attended a conference like this in Lagos here, 1994, and the author came with 2 book titles, Dr. Mensa Otabil. he's spoken here at ELC before, and he'll come back. So 2 book titles. Each one was 500 naira. All the money I had on me that day was 500 naira. I had to make a choice, but I bought one of them. I will never forget that book, The Laws of Productivity. Okay? And an author, what it took somebody 30 years to learn, you buy for how much? Just some cheap amount of money. If you apply the principle for me, I'll tell you, Dr. Otabil's book worked. My investment paid. I realized it paid when both of us now speak at conferences around the world. Okay? So, I'll encourage you, get the products from our speakers. Dr. Sam Chand, interestingly, since he came all the way, he said, look, it will just be cumbersome for me to bring books all the way from the United States. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give digital copies of my book, 3 books, free to participants at the conference. Okay. So, we're going to be displaying the link during the break and later on during his session. Mrs. Udo Okonjo, she wrote a book, Real Woman Invest in Real Estate. It's available at the stand. I encourage you to get a copy. Pastor Nicky and I have our books out on the stands, and we have something interesting. If you buy any book from Pastor Nicky or myself, there is this set of books I wrote, The Super Achievers Breakfast, from my work with Success Power. It just gives you thoughts to meditate on daily, every day of the year. So you will get a copy of that book for free if you buy any title from Pastor Nicky and myself during this conference. All right? And by the way, I have a new book that will be available for sale tomorrow. It's available on Amazon already, Kindle, paperback. It's titled Grace Activated. There's a lot of theory in Christianity in Nigeria. I want what works, what you can apply to your life. So that's what that book is about, Grace Activated, to be available on sale tomorrow morning with some big discount for this conference and some bigger discount if you want to buy copies either to sell or to distribute to people. All right, so we're going on break now. The conveniences are located in this direction. So if you go out through any of the exits, if you make your way to the back, we have conveniences there. If you are at the overflow hall, we have conveniences at the overflow hall where you are. We have a food court. It's in this direction. That's your right, my left. And the food court is there. You may pick some snacks. The book stand is around the entrance into these premises. But more importantly, take time to reflect on the things we have shared. Our break is going to be for 20 minutes. So we resume 12 noon. Enjoy your break.
There's a shift now.